Struggling with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis? Talk to your doctor about #1 prescribed Entyvio, offering 2 maintenance options, including the Entyvio pen. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections.
Hello, and welcome to another run for Shmuptember. This is Operation Ragnarok. It's going to be played by PrickyAngler. This is a horizontal NMK shoot 'em up from 1994. It's made for the Neo Geo. I'm M Knight, and I'll be commentating this run from PrickyAngler, who is a pretty big fan of NMK. I gotta say, NMK is a developer that isn't super famous, I guess. Not one you see very often in live events like this. So it's a good opportunity to like spread the good word about this developer who made a bunch of old school shooters, classic style shoot 'em ups, but always with little twists, little mechanics that are kind of unique. Sometimes a little bit infamous, but we'll see. Because this one is a pretty straightforward game overall, but lots of fun. And one that PrickyAngler has played quite a bunch lately. Especially because it's a game that offers so many ways to play. You can already see like in the attract mode right now, like the 2-player ships, and they have like very strange weapons. A forward shot, a back shot, missiles, but they look completely different. Yeah, so that's basically how the game works. The game is relatively simple in terms of controls. Actually, just like 2 buttons, like shooting and bombing. But as you can see here, if you shoot, you will fire 3 weapons at once, and your ships, because you can select characters, like you can see here the 3 characters like Uncle Beard, Miss Charlotte, and Swift Arnold, who have like different speeds and some different bomb counts as well. You can choose the character. You can choose also a weapon loadout, because you will have like a front shot, a back shot, and a missile. And when you shoot all of those at once. And for each of these 3 sub weapons, you have like 3 different possibilities. So at the beginning of a run, what will happen is PrickyAngler will select a combination, a weapon loadout, and depending on your goals, you can have like different kinds of weapon loadouts. Like some are better for survival, some are better for scoring. And in this run, PrickyAngler is going to be playing on the, by the way, on the PS4, on the Arcade Archives version. So games on Arcade Archives. His goal for this run is mostly a survival clear, 1cc. The game has numerous stages actually. It's one of these old school shooters with like 8 stages, I believe, which is like very different from the 5-stage standards that we are probably used to nowadays. But it's still like a very interesting, like well-paced game. Lots of different situations, as we will see. So yeah, he'll be playing with Uncle Beard. So the slowest ship, but he has 4 bombs. And he also has like a scoring advantage, but we'll probably talk about that a little bit later. And the combination you're gonna go with is a 3-way for the forward shot, a homing missiles, and a 2-way for the back shot. So that's a combination that's pretty good for survival, pretty balanced overall. Though, as always, you'll have to do some compromises here and there. Maybe there's some stages where it's not the best combination, but overall, it's one that he had like decent success with it. And yeah, as you can see here, the character select screen. So he's gonna like he's going through the options, just showing like the big complexity of loadouts. And there we go. The run has started, so you can already see like he's trying to hug the floor and sweep the floor. Like, oh, it might reset, but like that's the opportunity to talk about like a specific scoring trick that the game has. Is that even though it seems like a very standard shmup, yeah, there's tick points, and the tick point system is quite interesting in a way. Like every surface that is indestructible, or even like some parts of enemies, can be shot at for tick points, and you can get lots of points through that. And that's what PrickyAngler is doing right now. Like he's getting as close to the floor as possible, but he's careful not to touch it. Like in that previous attempt, he unfortunately touched it and it crashed. But this time he's very close. He's able to like get that counter like rising, that the counter of points, and that's mostly for sweat, I guess, because even though the game has several scoring extents, PrickyAngler should be able to get all three of them in a single run, even without like going like hardcore on the scoring. But it's just such a strange system. You get so close to the floor and try to like rub the floor, like rub it right, and get. If you can get as many of your shots to hit the floor and get tech points with it, that's as satisfying. It's just so hard to resist that. And yeah, NMK loves their scoring systems with like this tech points, and that one is also kind of strange in the sense that depending on the character you pick, the amount of tick points you get is different. So Uncle Beard, which is a slow character, maybe not the best for survival, like raw survival. Perhaps some people will have better success with Charlotte, who has a medium speed, for example. Uncle Beard has the most amount of tick points. Like when he triggers the tick point, the tick damage on floor or enemies, he gets more tick points than the other characters, which makes him like better suited for a high score. And aside from that, like you've seen like enemy formations, he also threw a bomb to get the invincibility and like keep milking those tick points during that invincibility. And you also saw like some items, so you can see these like yellow capsules with like a yellow dot in it. That's a bomb. There is a blue capsule as well. The blue capsule is like a hyper bomb. It's like it upgrades your bomb to get like a stronger version of it, and that's something that spawns from time to time in stages. You just collected the first extent at 200k points. Whenever you reach the scoring threshold for the extents, 200k, 800k, and then 2 million, the one-up will appear as an item. And if that happens during a boss, the one-up appears after the boss is defeated on the next stage. So you reached the first scoring extent already, and now he's facing the boss. So if you really want to go for scoring, you can milk that floor again, like even during the boss, which is something that high-level players will do. And it can take quite a long time, I guess, because you really want to milk those tick points on the boss. But PrickyAngler just goes for the kill. You have to like uncover various layers on that boss. He has like this core that you destroy in the center, but then like you destroy it, then it reveals the next core and the next layer. So far so good. The one you have that final layer. Yeah, there's the spread shot. So you gotta be careful. That spread shot, especially with Uncle Beard, the character is relatively slow. So I mean, it can help for micro dodging, but it makes it harder to macro dodge if you try. Alright, so moving on to the next stage, we're gonna go through the solar system. So we were on Earth, and now we're gonna go on the moon, like the lunar base. So this time there won't be any floor scraping, because there's no floor to scrape. Basically, stage 1 is the main one where you could do that scoring technique of milking tick points. It's still possible to do that in the other stages. There's gonna be some opportunities. For example, here you saw those vertical towers, those walls. That also can give you tick points. So might as well try and do it. But it's not as extreme as I guess some of the floors we've seen in stage 1. So down this mid boss here, very simple, not that difficult. You can stay in some safe spots and destroy the destructible projectiles. So that's not an issue. You can chill. And there's also like an interesting thing here. You're seeing an item here with an R, a rear. I didn't mention that before, but actually you can improve the power of your 3 weapons, the 3 sub-weapons. The front shot, the missiles, and the back shot. And you do that separately. Like power-ups are dropped by specific enemies. And they cycle through the 3 letters. Like P is the forward shot. Power, I guess. M is for missile, and R is for the rear shot. So what Prickly does is trying to balance a little bit those shots. He focuses mostly on the forward shot, but he keeps in mind the need to have the rear shot be powered up enough in preparation for a mid-boss in the next stage. And for example, that mid-boss that you saw earlier, will always drop a rare power level, like power item. So why? Oh, damn! Unfortunate death there. Um, I don't think it's a run killer. I mean, but maybe. Oh, maybe for safety he wants to restart. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Hopefully we have some enough time. The game is relatively generous in terms of extent because you have like three starting lives and also three score extents, as I mentioned earlier. Many games, many arcade games, you can be used to like having maybe two extends, and that's about it. Sometimes you have like a third secret extend, but there's like specific conditions, and not everyone knows them, or you have to be really good at naming that condition. This is not really the case here. Though if you play Swift Arnold, which is the character that has the lowest amount of tick points per tick hit, maybe reaching that final extent will be a little difficult. Like I know some 1cc's, like there exists a 1cc with that character that did not reach the last extent, but that's fine. Um, Another reason, damn. I'm hoping, I'm hoping this is just like get the veterans out of a system and then and go ham on the game. Because yeah, events, nerves can be difficult. But I mean, he has practiced the game quite a fair amount lately, you know, in preparation for the event. So I mean, I'm confident, and I think this weapon loadout is also like pretty decent. And it's just gotta be careful not to like be too greedy with those tick points, with those scoring tricks. They're cool, they're swag, but they probably won't help that much for survival. Now, I mentioned the extends. NMK is a developer that has made some of the games like Thunder Dragon 2, for example, which has no extends whatsoever. So this is kind of like refreshing. So a run, to answer the question, should be around half an hour, I believe. Depends, like that's with the credits, I believe. But yeah, for a game that has like 8 stages, it has like a straightforward length, and all the stages have various situations and things that happen. Sometimes some unique enemies, some unique setups. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see like the evolution of the hazards that you encounter, and like how NMK just tries to like come up with new little ideas. It's not really gimmicks. It's just like the level design and philosophy of what you do in the level. All right, so I think Prickly has reached. He's gonna reach the boss one again soon. So I still trying to go for some scoring here. Trying to scrape the floor, which is pretty hilarious. So that gives me some time to mention another thing about the item system. So I mentioned that earlier. You can get some bombs. Some like, see, for example, that container here like dropped this yellow item, yellow and blue, which is like one more bomb. And you also have these capsules that give you like a hyper bomb. So now you have a bomb cap. So I don't remember exactly. I believe it's 8 bombs, but basically you cannot carry like an unlimited amount of bombs. Which means that with the bombs that you get through the first few stages, and the 4 starting bombs that Uncle Beard has, there is a free bomb that PrickyAngler can use in like the first few stages. So, like earlier, he used the bomb like in a previous attempt. I know like he to go to the wall with invincibility and like get more tech points. That's a free bomb. You can use also that bomb maybe in stage 2. Stage 2 has some mecha robots that will fire some grenades with an arc. Like if you're not aggressive and if you don't kill them like quickly, they can like do these little tricky patterns. And there's one segment in stage 2 where there's many such mechas, and there can also be a spot to use your free bomb. Also, another way to get an extra bomb is the hyper bomb. The hyper bomb item itself is not gonna give you an extra bomb if you have bombs in stock. It's kind of strange in a way, but it's basically like if you have bombs in stock, it improves the bombs. If you have no bombs in stock, it improves the bomb. It also gives you one extra. So there'll be opportunities. There'll be times when Prickly has like maybe 1 bomb in stock, Oh, video seems to be back now because there were some errors there, but hopefully it seems to be good now. Let us know. But yeah, there'll be times where basically Pricky has one bomb in stock, and there's the hyper bomb item, like the blue capsule, like the pure blue capsule. And it's like, oh, you can use a bomb and then collect the hyper bomb because that bomb is for free. So that's something. Maybe we'll see that in the later stages rather than the earlier stages, because right now he still has like a decent amount of bombs. Stage 2, stage 3, like it's not yet the time for like heavy bomb usage. Though of course, if you're trapped, if you made a mistake, it's always better to bomb rather than die. Especially in this game, I wouldn't say the bombs are like Raiden style, super delayed or anything like that. But it's not fully instant. There have been some times where he bombed in runs, but somehow he died on the same frame, or like maybe 2 or 3 frames. So yeah, you want to be careful. Something I haven't mentioned, or maybe you have heard, is the music. The music is really good and adds something really special to this game. Because you take a look at the game and the visuals and the art style, and it's like, oh yeah, it's classic space shooter with like mechas and enemies, like. But the soundtrack itself is like this rave techno-inspired music, and it's made by Manabu Namiki, who's mostly known for, I guess, the Escape soundtracks. But his NMK work is absolutely fantastic, and Operation Ragnarok is definitely like a great contender for one of his better soundtracks, I believe. So now we're on to boss 2, like the Lunar Walker. It looks cool, looks like very well animated. The patterns themselves are not super difficult though. He only has these 2 destructible, like waves of destructible bullets that he shoots. And if you understand the pattern, just move in circles and like, because the destructible bullets are aimed at you, so just bait them and tap dodge and hit its weak spot on its head. Yeah, it's not a very challenging boss. For scoring, you can probably like hit the other parts, the body for big points. But once again, no super heavy scoring tricks is gonna be there. Stage 1 had the floor scraping. There's gonna be a little bit of more floor scraping potential in some later stages, but not as much. Alright, so now stage 3. Stage 3 is gonna be introducing a special type of enemy. You'll see, oh, here it is, like these blobs that split into 2 and then rush towards you. They seem kind of harmless like that. It's like, oh, it's just like some like Dragon Quest slimes or something. But trust me, don't take them too lightly, because you can get trapped and you will die in stupid ways if you're not careful. And Prickly is trying to also juggle that, like those enemies, with the power collection. Yeah, a bomb, yeah. Because he wants, like as I said earlier, he wants his rear shot to be powered up enough for this specific mid boss. So see, he has this mid boss had those 2 big parts, like a top and bottom, and he wanted to destroy them. And the rear shot that he chose has this diagonal angle that allows him to be in the center and hit those 2 parts together. But if he had chosen another weapon loadout, the angle, the positioning would have been different. There's a wave shot, for example. The wave shot is kind of like the R-type DNA shot. That doesn't have this coverage, so you'd have to stay like really stuck close to one of the 2 cores. But here he is able to destroy them. Oh, damn. See what I told you about the blobs? Like, you can't really take them too lightly, because they will run into you. They're pretty aggressive. And when they split, they're also invincible, so they can get some ground, like, or some air, I guess, or some, like, space pretty quickly. Now these snakes, these fire-breathing snakes, are not too dangerous, depending on the angle. Like, the vertical ones are, like, very simple to take out, see? Just, like, from afar. And that's fine. The horizontal ones, it can be a little bit dangerous because the flames, especially when the snake goes very close to the left edge of the screen. Here you can see PrickyAngler did not try to like really kill the enemy, like point blank it. He played it safe. Because see, the body itself is invincible. You can milk it for tick points actually, but the head is what you need to shoot to destroy it. But if you try to get too close to the head as it's going towards the left side of the screen, you might get burned. And yeah, he's playing it safe. Like he already lost a life, which is not the end of the world, uh, but yeah, he probably wants to be careful and avoid like further mistakes, uh, especially on this boss, the Cosmic Slime, which is uh, basically just these blobs. Like it's also a very unassuming looking boss. Like oh, it's just a big blob, and for the first few seconds, you can even just chill. Like there's safe spots here. Like so, oh, is the whole boss fight gonna be like this? Not really, because eventually the boss will start moving. Here it goes. It's moving. It's moving in circles. The first time, yeah, he's that's a planned bomb. That's a totally planned bomb. Oh wow, nice, amazing speed kill. Like it's because sometimes the boss it doesn't get destroyed there, so he goes for another spin, and that second spin, like it goes all the way to the left. So you have to like spin, like go all the way to the right, and it's like this dance. All right, so the second score extend 800k. He got it. Now this stage 4 is I guess the asteroid level. It's a space shooter. You're gonna have like an asteroid level. So there we go. And this one has these asteroids coming from the back, from the top. Like, of course, because of your weaponry, you're able to take them out. But once again, you have to be careful because depending on your weaponry, on your loadout, the power is not necessarily like super strong. Like the rear shot here, for example, is pretty decent in terms of coverage, but yeah, Prickly here, for example, didn't trust that the shot power would be enough, so he bombed, and that's fine. The game is very generous with bombs. This is, I guess, a staple of NMK shooters. Maybe not every single one, but they're usually pretty generous with bombs. And this is something you can see like in, I guess, in some other old school shooters as well, or something like Ragnarok. So now we're approaching walls. See, these sections have some sort of weak spot. There's like a wall of rocks, and there's a core. There's like one enemy or something that you have to destroy. And if you don't destroy, the destroying will just keep going on. It just doesn't give a damn. Like, kill you. And with this weaponry, like the forward shot, the stretch shot that he has is pretty good actually. It's useful. You can like just destroy the walls and no problem. But the wave shot, for example, would have a problem. And it's not rare to like spend a bomb because you took too long to try to destroy the enemy and destroy the wall. So now we have this mid boss. Pretty chill. Like as you can see, you can just stay at the bottom and like milk the destructible missiles, because the boss is only vulnerable on that core, that red core you can see. So everything else is just gravy. And the enemy spawning system is also like kind of interesting because you would think, oh, maybe there's gonna be some enemies that show up if I take too long, but actually not really, because the game waits for you to destroy that mid boss before spawning the next enemy. See, he destroyed it, and now, oh wow, suddenly we're at the next section, and see that wall at point blank. Make sure to destroy it as soon as possible, and you collect some power-ups. So, speaking of power, if you lose a life, you do not get sent back to a checkpoint or anything like that. However, you lose one power level for all three of your weapons, so the forward shot, the missiles, and the rear. And the game spawns two items. So these two items can either be like two power-ups, but it can sometimes be a power-up and a bomb. So, you know, sometimes the recovery is easier, sometimes it's not really fitting what you wanted to have. So a bit of randomness there, I guess. But the solution is probably like, just don't die, right? And hopefully this is what's gonna happen. But right now we're on the snake boss, which seems a little bit dangerous. But once you understand like the general movement he has, and yeah, use bombs if you're trapped like this. Wow, that was like a really good bomb. It destroyed that snake so fast. Yeah. Yeah, you can make good work of it. And you gotta be careful with that snake because there's some sections on the top and the bottom. Sometimes there's gonna be walls, like rocks, rock formation. So if you hug the bottom or you hug the top, trying to dodge that snake, you can get crushed by the background. Because there's some walls, kind of like in stage 1, but just small little pieces of it, rather than like an entire wall, like an entire floor, entire ceiling. Stage 5, you see like you already started it. Surface of the Jupiter, very pretty stage, I believe. And you can start seeing like these robots, like So that's one of the new enemy types introduced in the stage. And they fire these spread shots, and they're not too dangerous if you know where to stand. Like there's gonna be a section, especially where you can stay at the bottom here, and because the shots are not aimed, you're pretty safe. You can kind of chill. Just you can go in the corner, like he goes at the bottom, but there's still that enemy here that just dropped the bomb item, so it's a good enemy to fight because you get one more. You don't want to ram into it, like get rammed into it when as it spawns. So well done so far. He adjusted his movements well. This mid boss enemy, like as soon as you destroy it, you have these backwards like enemies from the back that come in. But his rear shot took care of it. And now we have these destructible snakes. So for now they come on the right side, but they're gonna alternate. Like they're gonna come like from the left as well. And I know that there's gonna be at least one plant bomb as the snakes overlap, like from both sides. And it's not just the snakes. You can see like there's like these enemies, the small popcorn from the top and the bottom. So really like it's clear that the designers, the level designers, knew that your weapon would cover like both sides of the screen, and they took advantage of that. Like oh yeah, like let's go like another bomb. Better be safe than sorry, because bombs are not refunded. Like if you lose with your bombs in stock, there's no auto bombs. There's no bomb refund or anything. Oh yeah, you can see there, like there was like the sneaky little bullets that was shot from off screen. Yes, those snakes. They will shoot one last bullet before leaving. I mean, after they left actually, which is kind of funny, but you have to be careful. Like this is something that will like likely surprise a new player. All right, now Loki, the boss of the stage. Interesting boss in terms of approach. Like it's a boss that has two phases. You can see the first phase. I mean, it has three parts. It has this core, those giant arms that just like swing and take up so much space. And the boss advances, and then what he does is like he moves backwards, and there's some sort of rhythm to it. And you will see once the two arms are destroyed, like the two turrets on the arms are destroyed, Pricky will sometimes stop shooting as he's doing right now, because what he wants is to make sure that the core gets damaged enough. Yes, he did it really well, because now the boss is on the second phase, and that second phase does not update its position horizontally. So what I mean is that if you transition to the first phase to the second while the boss is just in your face during that first phase, he's gonna stay in your face. But here, he waited until it was all the way to the right, and you could safely dodge the lasers and take it out. So, very well done. And now, stage 6, which is a tough one, a pretty tough one. When you play that stage for the first time, it feels like completely absurd. It's like there's mecha, really dangerous robots from like the right, the left, and they shoot aggressive patterns. Like we haven't seen them yet. Like the beginning is kind of chill. Like as you see, like PrickyAngler hasn't even moved, but now they're here, and they will just mess you up. You will die repeatedly. You will not understand. You will use your bombs. You will just be flabbergasted. But this is actually one of like a stage that is like an example of like masterclass of level design according to PrickyAngler. And it once you understand how the level works and you memorize the spawns of the enemies and their patterns, it's hard to disagree with him, because really the mechas force you to move around a lot and like think about your approach. And basically it's like the game is very aggressive, but with the right position, if you use like the directional weaponry, you can handle those threats. And the stage really opens up, and it's really cool actually. It's really cool when you're able to like understand the madness, especially because this stage has very little in the way of landmarks, backgrounds that could be used to tell you like, oh, this is where the mechas spawn from the top, or when the mechas spawn from the bottom. So it really is this challenging. And oh yeah, and here this section here, I believe there might be a bomb here, a plant bomb. I mean, there's been a few bombs here, but this one is something like I'm not even sure if it's. I mean, it's probably doable, but it's better to bomb, because there were some enemies where if you keep shooting at them, they will fire bullets at you. Oh, and death, but I mean, he had no bombs in stock, so I guess that's fine. That was to be expected. Now he just doesn't want to lose other lives with bombs in stock. That's what he wants, and he's waiting for that rear. Is he gonna get it? Um, he bombed. He bombed because he wasn't sure. That's fine, and he gets the one. All right, so that's the final score extends. So he has like 4 lives now uh, for the last 2 stages, I believe. I mean, this boss and then the last 2 stages, which should be good enough, but you never know. All right, so this boss now. He plays it really safe. 2 bombs destroy it immediately. You can probably do it with 1 bomb. The challenge is not really the boss in itself, because he has this one pattern when like he opens up and shoots a bullet spread. It's when it's the combination with those robots that come from like behind, and that's what is absolutely like killer. And he also has to make sure that the bomb is aligned with the boss because the range is not like gigantic. Like the damage you do with the bomb is relatively focused, and I think he wanted not to be caught off guard, so he preferred to really plant those bombs, because usually he tends to shoot them a little bit later. Like you can maybe shoot the boss, and then when the boss is weak enough, you start bombing, or when the mechas appear, you start bombing. And he went like really aggressively, probably like for marathon safety. So this stage 7, not as insane as stage 6, when it comes to like learning it and understanding what's happening. But as you can see, the spawns are like very chaotic, and there's some waves where like enemies spawn from like the entire gamut, like vertically. So even if you try to be like aggressive, like oh you're gonna destroy as many enemies as possible, there's still gonna be some that will just get some shots in. Now there's gonna be these mid bosses as well, where he goes in the bottom right corner. It's some sort of save spot. So that one has no extra enemies with it at first, but oh there you go, there's some mechas. So he moves back and forth in that bottom right area, and he handles it like pretty damn well. Now, there's some more waves like this with these mid bosses that, yeah, you use your missiles, because even though you're at the bottom right, you can still damage the boss a little bit, because your missiles here, I believe it's the homing, they still do some damage here and there, and they're eventually enough to defeat the boss, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like really make use of all the weaponry and all the angles. This is something that was like especially prominent in the previous stage, but all stages of the game have that to a certain extent. Now we see this giant centipedes, kind of like the snakes, the fire-throwing snakes we've seen earlier. The head is the vulnerable part. If you want to go for score, you're a super player, you could even keep them alive and milk tick points on the side. Oh, what? Oh yeah, nice bomb for safety. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because those centipedes fire bullets from their bodies. So if you let them pass, like you have to like dodge them, like go to the right side and cross over and try to dodge those bullets, and it's very awkward. But now, what I wonder is, is he gonna like beat this boss without a bomb? Because usually there is a bomb that is planned, but he used that bomb for the last few centipedes. So I'm not sure. He's probably gonna lose a life there, but who knows? See this insane ship with the insane pattern. He's using a bomb to do that transition here, like and speed kill the boss as it's moving like from the back to the right. But Prickly is like he has no bomb, so he has to keep like to play it like regularly. Like see here, the bomb that he used is the bomb that he would have used earlier in the first cycle if he had one. But he doesn't. Oh damn, the power up. No, what? NMK, please give us back the. Oh man, refund the power up, please. And now the final stage with the Valkyrie, like a very unique stage, pretty cool. You see that haunting like statue, like that Valkyrie that will just harass you like the entire stage basically. She's intangible. She will like you can overlap with her. She will not like, ram into you. Unlike those destructible parts like from all over the screen. However, the Valkyrie will continuously fire patterns at you, and she'll be there the entire stage. So she's like a constant threat the whole time. She's there. Like you have to think about the enemy waves. You can see planes like from the right side, like there's debris from all over the place. But periodically, the Valkyrie will shoot either aimed very slow bullets that you can see here, or a fast aimed spread shot. It's not random. It's like a cycle. Like damn. So he has 2 lives left, which is it's perfectly doable. It's perfectly doable. It's just he has to keep this cool, make sure not to get trapped. He can possibly do the entire stage without bombing, save for one spot. There's gonna be one spot where like it just gets too insane, even more insane than insane shit, and that's very likely gonna be a bomb there. But you can see, yeah, he wants to use some bombs at other spots as well, which is perfectly fine. Especially with Uncle Beer. Uncle Beer is like remember like 4 bombs per life. So that's one more than the other characters. So in that regard, it's not too bad for survival, but the difficulty with him is the slow speed. Alright, so this should be the part where he bombs because there's mid-boss, plus the planes, like the cubes that transform into planes, plus Valkyrie, but so far so good. He's not using it right now. Maybe he wants to align with the enemy. Oh man, he even managed to destroy it. That's pretty crazy. So as you can see here, he's not collecting the hyper bomb. That's something I mentioned. And see here, he bombs and then collects the hyper bomb because he was down to 0 bombs after he used that bomb. So he got that bomb for free. Had he collected the hyper bomb earlier, he would have had 1 bomb. And I mean, he would have stayed stuck with. Oh no, this is okay. All right, never mind. Yeah, I was a little bit confused. I think this is the spot where he wants to use a bomb, and so he had to save it. Oh damn! See, like he used one, but that was not enough to destroy the boss. I mean, the mid boss. And now he's down to his last life. 3 bombs. I mean, 2 bombs now. It's gonna be quite challenging. It's gonna be down to the wire, and I think we are approaching like the final boss. Oh no, the spread shot. Damn. See, that's the danger, like, because he was busy trying to like avoid the transforming cubes into like the cubes that transform into planes. He really wanted like to focus on that, but then the spread shot of the Valkyrie just point blank it, because he was like you can be distracted just for a moment. And then forget that see, this is the final boss. So this is the last boss. That's like this big core thing. The Valkyrie is still there. So it's just gonna bother you the whole time. And the bullets, the blue bullets, like chase you like a snake, I guess. Like you're playing Snake. And the Valkyrie is like harassing you with these slow green bullets and then fast green spread shot. And Pricky wants to. I mean, if he was on his 1 credit pace, I guess he would have probably like bomb spammed. If he had enough reach, the boss tried to finish it off as soon as possible. But right now, he's still playing it like the way you would want to play it if you didn't have like tons of resources, like trying to like dodge the snake, like, but at the same time don't try to avoid getting trapped, because the Valkyrie itself does not have a hurt box, but of course, she's still a big threat. You can't be too close to her if she's firing her like a big bullet. And I think that should be it now. He managed to get it. A 2cc, sadly not a 1cc, but on his credit, he went all the way to the final stage. This is indeed a ridiculous stage. Like NMK is no stranger to like big difficulty spikes near the end of their games. Like. And this one has like multiple instances of this, like stage 6, which kind of like Pricky made it look kind of easy, but it's not. And like this final stage, which is like pretty crazy. And yeah, that was Operation Ragnarok. So maybe Pricky is gonna show up for like some final words on this run. It was like a pretty cool showcase of the game. Like this is something a game that you rarely see in live events, a developer that you rarely see in live events. And yeah, hopefully that was cool. Maybe that made you want to try out the game. Remember Neo Geo Archives as well. Oh, Pricky, you here?
Oh yeah, hi.
Hello. GG. I mean, not a 1cc, but very good run regardless, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it was a very good run. I think the start was pretty bad. I was kind of threw off because I saw a commentary on my stream, so I was wondering what was happening. Then I died, and since the game is long, I figured I might as well reset now, since I had the time. But then I made a very silly mistake in stage 3. The slime is very unpredictable, and I did right bombing the first time, but then the second time I was sort of hesitating and did not bomb, and you have lots of bomb in that game, and it's a bit of a shame.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, then something really happened in my favorite stage 6, that a sound bug happened and the music changed, and that kind of also threw me off.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But after that, I think the stage 7 was really good. I almost not bombed there. I did a one panic bomb at the end, which was pretty unfortunate because I would have been able to kill insane shit without...
Exactly, like you were down one bomb, you just needed that one bomb. And
yeah, I was pretty happy I was able to dodge the first pattern because it's not something I've trained, it's only something I managed to do once, yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised because I expected you to like die eventually or something, but just no, you managed to dodge it and then like cycle it the second time.
I managed to dodge it one time, but then on stage 8 there was some very bad decision making in the power upping. Like what really killed my run is the last life. I didn't pick the frontal shot, and you really need that for like the final boss. And I was thinking about how getting it, and while I was thinking about getting it, the Valkyrie just threw
my face. You have to like juggle all these things like whelming. I was mentioning that in the comment, like you were thinking about the enemies and stuff, like, and then the Valkyrie just suddenly like shoots at you because you forgot about her for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think like even though you didn't clear it, you showed like lots of like cool dodging, like tricks and stuff that like you tried to recover, and I think that was cool.
Yeah, I think the run was still a bit bad compared to my attempts. I had a relatively good survival consistency, and dying there at the end is a bit frustrating. But at the same time, I think I was a bit stressed, and like some of the decisions I would have been able to make them if I wasn't in a live setting. But then when I saw all those power-ups at the end, I was like, oh, what? And then, damn, I didn't pick the most important one.
Yeah.
And then I was so like, yeah, so... But otherwise, yeah, I think the run wasn't too bad. It's just, yeah, a bit dissatisfied I didn't clear.
Maybe not the time. Who knows? If you want to do like a revenge run for prevented.
Yeah, maybe sometime.
So yeah, thanks everyone.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And GG.
Yeah, thanks. So next we got Altinex second. So I don't know if we'll start soon or... But anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the game.